morning, good morning. KYND Radio, Penn Global News. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, AD.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good.
Good.
We got a guest in the house this morning, Miss Iris Welch from Liquid Capital. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Boy, she don't want to mess that half. She's looking good this morning,
right? I don't blame her. Shit.
Miss Welch said, I put the headphones on. I messed up my hat. This is too early, Rodney AD.
Absolutely.
Well, good morning, Miss Welch. Good seeing you.
Good. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, we thank you for being here. We got to do a lot of talking today in phase 2, talking about capital. We're talking about how does capital investors view businesses that they give capital to, and this is our phase 2 today. AD had to travel all the way up from Atlanta last night, and how was your flight in, my brother?
Man, it was crazy. I am so awful with time, dude. and even if I say, okay, I'm gonna give myself 2 hours, make sure that I'm there, check my bags, whatever,
right.
It never works out that way.
You missed what?
So
2 flights?
2 flights.
See, audience, Antonio Davis is flying all the way from Atlanta to Houston, Texas, to be on the air and talk to you guys about how to get your business straight, how to gain access to capital.
Yes.
And then he missed 2 flights.
That's me in a nutshell.
And see, I just said, hey, I'm going to go on the road last night and just drive on up, right?
Take
nice
your time,
little
drive.
I thought I listened to some, Erykah Badu. Unfortunately, we had to work all the way, right?
That's what it's all about.
So, you're on the phone with Jesse and the fellas. Or you're on the phone with T-Mac. You're on the phone with Doc and Damon. Okay, guys, listen, man. From now on, when I'm driving up from Dallas, I'm not talking no more to none of y'all, okay?
I'm zoning in. Getting ready for the morning.
But good morning, listeners. Good morning. KYND Radio, 1520, Penn Global News. Miss Welch.
Rodney.
Long time.
It has been a long time.
A long time. You've been trying to teach me about capital for many years ago.
Don't worry, I have customers I'm still trying to teach from many years ago.
So we want to dive on into this thing this morning where we got our listeners out there and our viewers. It's really tough, when you're trying to grow a business. And when you have a business, the thing that you have to do is get all your processes, your back office in shape, your business plans, succession plans, key man insurance, audit financials, and tax returns and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna lead with that part there with Miss Welch this morning, because we were just talking before we got on the air about how difficult it is when you show a profit, and then you show your loss, and with your tax returns, and it don't match. It just doesn't add up. You're like, okay, you got to get this thing right?
Exactly. I get it. I understand. No one wants to pay taxes.
No.
None of us want to pay taxes. We're still trying to figure out how the rich pay less taxes than we actually do.
Right.
But what it comes down to is that once you do your taxes, and especially if you're an LLC and you're adding it in with your personal tax returns, and you want to show a loss because you don't want to pay extra taxes on the income that you made on your business. But then you go and you're ready to start trying to get capital, get funding, and you send in your balance sheets and all of your financials, and you're showing your business is profitable. I look at the both of them and I'm like, well, which one is correct?
Right.
Because one is not. Did you really make a profit? Did you really have a loss?
Wow.
Then at that point, you're either going to have to tell me I lied on one or lied on the other one. And so
and that's not good.
That's not good. Right? So somebody's lying. Okay. Yeah. Somebody's lying. So, and we understand, as an entrepreneur, you're trying to really gain access to capital and get to the next level, but you got to be truthful,
Absolutely.
about your taxes. You should show, it might be tough the first year, but you should show your profit, right?
You should.
So let's talk about the things that they should show in their first year of operating. They should show their profit.
Well, in showing a profit, you also need to not intentionally omit items.
Okay.
Because I know that everyone has some type of cell phone or phone expenses.
Right.
You're going to have some type of traveling mileage type expenses. There are certain expenses that a business is going to have. And if you try and delete some of these out, so that the bottom line profit looks better, someone who reviews financial statements all the time are going to see that gap.
Right.
And, at that point, then we're into a dishonesty. And then now you're going to have to try and convince the person you're wanting to give you money why you're an honest person.
Wow. I mean, it's...
No, we talked about it in part one,
Right.
which, there was just so many things you had to do.
Right.
And one of them was be transparent in what you were doing, because if I'm investing money, I'm sure as anybody else that's investing money, they want to know what they're getting into, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
So
right.
I think it's important that you are as honest as you can be. And then when there are hiccups, you show why there was a hiccup and what you did to overcome it or to fix it.
Right.
And then you just move on. Hopefully you show your best self to whomever's trying to give you money, and that's good enough for them. And if it's not, it's not. You got to keep it moving.
Yeah, it's just...
Because there's no other way.
Right, just no other way. and we're really trying to educate on how to truly gain access to capital. We have, forged our relationships with a lot of investors on the sidelines, a lot of alternative financing, a lot of banks, who are willing to give money, but you got to be transparent, because we got to get that back office cleaned up. We got to get those books cleaned up. You got to get those audited financials. And we're going to kind of, walk through this thing step by step again, because I think every week we try to give the steps, make sure you know how, make sure you know what to do. So it won't be an excuse like, well, I really didn't know that. Even if you didn't hear us, it's still a lot of resources out there for you to find out exactly how do you gain access to capital. How do you go talk to Miss Welch, at Liquid Capital? You want to know how to actually approach her, how to, make sure you present your business to her that she can help you, get capital.
Can I throw in one thing? And we're talking about gaining access. One of the biggest things, the first thing is, I realize you're a small business and you don't want to take on the expense of a bookkeeper. But if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to use QuickBooks, take a class or go ahead and pay someone. Because when someone say, "Oh, I'll take a look at your business. Send me your receivables. Send me your debt schedule."
Right.
You need to be able. I expect you to pop that out and be able to get it over to me within 15 or 20 minutes. So that's so important.
Now that's really key.
Yes.
Now, did you hear what Miss Welch just said? I'm expecting you to get this over to me in 15 or 20 minutes, not like 2 weeks, right?
Absolutely.
That's a red flag, isn't it?
If it takes you 2 weeks, and I think somebody's trying to fix your financials to look good.
Oh, look at that, A.
That's that trust.
Here we go now. Let's get on down to this thing,
well,
right?
Let me put it this way. If I am that small business, what are, say, the top 3? I mean, you guys have to educate me now. What are the top 3 or 4 things that you're going to ask for first? You talked about debt schedule. You talked about profit loss. What are the top 3 or 4 things that you're going to ask me for?
Well, I'm going to ask to see your contracts, so that I know who you're doing business with.
Okay.
What are the stipulations in it? A lot of people don't read. I know contracts are 30 to 40 pages, but you need to read every single line.
Exactly.
And if you're not, again, you need to go to an attorney or a contract attorney, someone who will read over your contract for you. Okay. Because I'm going to be looking for reasons that they have to not pay after you perform the work. Right. And that's what, so you really need to start off by knowing what your contract is. Okay. Because I'm going to ask you, because you don't have a business without the people you're doing business with.
Right.
And so I'm going to ask you, even if you're in retail, I want to know what's your return policy. Is it written? When do you notify the customer of this return policy?
Right.
Various things like that, because again, I'm trying to protect my investment in your business. So I want to start off when I ask you, tell me about your business. Everyone needs a 1 to 2 minute elevator pitch.
Right.
And you need to have it down pat. Because that's where I'm making my first judgment, is how well do you know what you do.
Okay. That's good. Now, we talked about that last time. And I brought that up because we talked about the 5 things that investors want to know.
Yep.
And we went through and talked about those things, and I think a lot of it came down to what she just said is we want to know how well you know your business. We want to know those contracts, how we want to be able to, for us, it's really to mitigate risk.
Right.
Like, where is the risk And are you dealing with it properly?
Yeah, exactly.
So that when we invest our money, we're not losing our money.
Right. You want to minimize all
that. We want to minimize all that. And there's a lot of ways to do it, but I'm glad she brought up those 2 points. Those are great points.
Well, one of the questions, because I go through it's a whole verbal stage before you start sending me documents. And if I ask you, so with this funding, tell me, how will it help your business grow?
Right.
I need you to tell me that.
Yes.
Right.
You know, I don't. No one wants to try and put water on a burning house.
Right.
You know,
right.
we want the house in the building stage so we can help you keep building.
As Jesse might say, wow. Okay, wow, I got you. I tell you, we have fun doing the show. We try to make sure, we want you to laugh a little bit, but it's painful. It's painful to know some of these things and know that these are some of the things that you need as a business to correct. You know, but like you said, you don't want to put water on that burning house, but these are the things that you look for. These are the things you're asking for.
Yes.
And if I give you funding, what are you going to do with this money?
Exactly.
Right? The investor has a right to know, what are you going to do with this money?
Yes.
How are you going to grow this money, and how are you going to give me my return, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's before we even get to the how you're going to give me my return.
Okay.
If you've already told me that with this $50,000, I am going to be able to seek more contracts, maybe bring in an additional sales rep to go out and get more business.
Right.
If you can tell me I'm going to acquire a smaller company, you can tell me exactly how you're going to go about growing this money, then I'm all in, because then I know that the chance of me getting my money back has improved tenfold. Right. If you tell me I have a lot of business debt I need to pay off,
that's not right.
I'm thinking, well, I'm a debt also.
Right.
So, it's kind of like, borrowing from one to pay the other.
Peter
because
pay Paul?
You couldn't pay that one, and then now you can't pay this one.
Are we talking about Peter and paying
Paul?
Okay.
Yeah, Paul, Mary, whoever it is you're trying to pay, it comes down to that.
Right.
Or I need to know, it's like, you're going to take me by a car? What are you going to be doing with this money?
Right.
And, not being harsh, but I don't really care about your personal family side.
No, tell it like it is.
This is for the business side.
Well, here we go.
And,
But seemingly, if you're a small business, the things that you are having this conversation and you're constantly checking off these different things to further that conversation, at some point, we're not going to get past that conversation if, like you said, you ask for certain things, and instead of them spitting it out in 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it takes them 2 days, 2 weeks. Then at that point, it's like, okay, come back when you get that together.
Yeah.
If we're going to continue this conversation, then you have to tell me about your business. There's things that happen that I think as a small business, and I've dealt with a lot of people in small businesses that they worry about, hey, I know my business, I know how I'm going to make money, but that's not good enough for you to know.
Right.
You have to be able to explain it to other people. You have to let people know that not only do I know how, but I've looked at all the risks concerning, I've looked at, other people who are doing the business, and we make sure that we continue to go through those steps. So when we get in front of people, we're able to get that capital.
Right, exactly. And I mean, the steps that you must take, to get this capital, you have to take these necessary steps.
Right.
I mean, today, I don't think any capital provider wants to give anybody any money if you don't have it right. Nobody's trying to lose, not now.
No.
Back in the day, okay, that might have been a little bit, okay, we're going to see what you can do with this money, right?
Yeah.
We're going to give you this money and see what you can do with it. But now, no. It's like, okay, do you have this, and this? These are the things we need. But we're going to continue our conversation when we come back with KYND Radio, PN, Global News, Rodney Woods, Irish, Welch, Antonio Davis.
Thriving Thursday. Success leaves clues. When we strive, we thrive.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams.
Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND?
Les Brown.
On KYND,
You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Rushion McDonald.
Show some love. Show some love. We're trying to make it sound big up in this joint.
Access the power at kyndradio.com.
Yeah. Whoa. That was Yolanda Adams with Victory, baby. And that's what we had this morning on the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, nothing but victory. It is a Fly Friday live. It's going down. We have a live audience coming in at around 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6.
We're here. Thank you so much. We are Fly Fridaying live, and we have our studio family inside with us.
Yeah, I see folks.
How they look?
They looking good.
Good.
Look like they unemployed.
No, we're not saying that. We don't say that. No, they look very.
They don't look like they gotta go to work.
No, I'm looking at suits. I'm looking at watches. I'm looking at.
That's because they coming to see you.
No.
These folks going back to sleep as soon as they leave here. These folks.
You're the Adams Morning Show.
Hi, I'm Kier Junior Spates.
Hey, and I'm Tasha Evans, guys. We're so excited about our first annual Kiers Hope Foundation 5K Run Walk for sickle cell to be incredibly well. Don't be the one, whatever you do, don't be the one that misses.
Hi, this is Rushion McDonald, and we're talking about the 5K Run/Walk for sickle cell, September 16th.
Yes.
Where is it going to be at?
It's going to be Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. And this is a call out, Rashawn, to
okay, for what?
Volunteers. We need volunteers because it will be there. Thousands of individuals will be out there with us.
Join us and thousands of runners as we celebrate the lives of people who's suffering from sickle cell disease. Listen, go to KiersHope.org and register today. We're going to see you on the 16th.
I'm being funny.
Call out for
that's how you get people.
As well as
somebody
volunteers.
Somebody got to give food, and somebody got to deliver
Between
information.
him and Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, guys, listen.
I'm the food
whatever you
part
do,
of the commercial.
Don't miss it. Okay, we have a post-race party. Rashawn will be there. Junior will be there, and more, along with thousands of individuals. So if you're a volunteer or a vendor, we need you there. September 16th, Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. They can register as early as today, Rashawn. KYNDradio.com. Hey, I'm Tasha Evans.
I'm Donisha Johnson.
Guys, I'm so excited about the Women's Investors Network Luncheon on August 10th.
Powered by Mercedes-Benz at Thorold Sonesta.
At what time?
11 o'clock.
And whose is a call out?
All right, y'all. Ready for the transformation that will change your world? Change your world? Don't touch that dial.
All right, welcome back to KYND Radio 1520, PN Global News. Rodney Woods, Antonio Davis, and now Miss Irish Welch, Liquid Capital. Again. So wonderful seeing you and all the teaching and the tools you tried to provide to us back in the day. Some of us worked out, you know.
Yes.
Some of us worked out for us. We've been building a business for quite a while with Playbook Investors Network, and some of the things we're talking about, why, Irish, we built PN was simply to do the things that we're talking about now, is to help all these companies, get to the next level. So we were just talking about how businesses need to come to you and provide all the articles if they're LLC, you know. So let's expound on what that looks like.
Well, when you fill out for your LLC, there's like 3 sheets of paper that you send off. There's like 5 questions that they ask, and that's where you list out, who's the partners? Are you 50-50, 60-40?
Right. And
how profits will be split. And when it comes back, the state's going to send you 1 sheet of paper. And it's going to have, your day, your LLC, telling you that it's been approved and everything.
Right.
When we ask for your LLC, we're not looking for just that page. We're looking for the whole paggage.
No, you mean I just can't send you my, you know what I'm saying?
That title page.
Right, that title page.
That just explains the overview of what's going on.
And then you can't say, but this guy, no, he's not with me anymore. Well, you need to update that. And you need
so
to
what I
update
need to do?
With the state.
Okay. So me and AD and Jesse and all the fellas, we partners. But Johnny ain't no longer with us, so I got to tell you.
No, you don't need to tell me. You need to tell the state. Because telling me, I'm going to say, I can't. Johnny is a partner when I pull these documents from the state.
All you see is Johnny is a partner.
He is a partner.
But we need to report this back to the state.
And remove him as a partner. He needs to be removed.
Okay.
And you can't just draw a line through his name and send it back in again.
What?
We
can't do that. Are you serious?
No, you need to have some minutes. It needs to be laid out as to how you dismiss Johnny.
Okay.
And Johnny needs to sign off on it.
Okay.
Because you just can't go around killing off partners without letting them know that they're no longer partners.
Even if I got mad at him, I can't just, okay, man,
No,
you know
you
what?
cannot.
You haven't done anything in this business today, and I'm just going to get rid of you.
Let me stop you right there. No, you cannot, Rodney.
Why is that a red flag for you to have someone on there and to have that small business tell you that they're not there?
Because you're not taking care of your business. You're not protecting it. Johnny can come back and say, hey, you owe me for 3 years of profits. I still been on there.
There you go.
And then now here's a lawsuit come about and everything. So you're not protecting your business.
And Iris, we're playing devil's advocate because we know that has to happen. But we're trying to make sure people understand. We can give scenarios all day. We can play devil's advocate. But you do need to have your paperwork in order, because if you have a partner, it can come back on you.
Yes.
If you don't do it legally and do it professionally and send it to the state to make sure you take this person off your company, you're still liable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good one. And for a small business, that can be huge.
Yeah. And we see it every day.
Yeah.
We see that, or Johnny didn't call in, he didn't come to meetings for the last 3 months. Whatever the reason might be, you still got to do it the right way.
You do, and file that annual franchise tax form.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, I'll go and it'll tell me that your LLC or corp is not in good standing.
Right, and there's nothing you can do at that point.
And at that point, you're starting to, now you got to get back with the state, but you're looking at about 4-week delay.
Right.
But I'm going to want to know, why did you not, again, take care of this? This is your business that you're trying to grow.
So this is an ongoing thing. This is not just, I get my LLC together and I'm doing business. Every year, I have to make sure that they stays intact.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got to make sure.
I just want people to know, because I've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah, franchise
we
tax.
get our LLC together, and we just roll it. We don't
good.
even know.
We
don't know how to stay in good standing.
Right.
And I think that's so important. And a lot of times you need to go and check, am I in good standing or am I not?
Right.
And then figure out why.
And it will slip past you.
No,
I mean, don't get it twisted.
Will.
It will slip past you.
Definitely will.
I think we all have experienced that. Like, oh, I'm not in good standing. Oh my God, what I need to do?
Just keep this date in mind, May 15th.
Yeah.
You have tax day and then you have franchise tax day.
That's right.
That's May 15th.
May 15th.
You need to file by May 15th.
Now, listeners, listen. Miss Welch just told all you listeners and all you viewers that May 15th is the day you need to understand your franchise tax and your tax. May 15th. Just put it in your calendar. Make sure we check every year that we're in good standings with the state, right?
Yes, and it's free. You can go online and check your own good standings.
Oh my God! Now she's giving you free information. Yeah. She's not even charging you for this one. She's not even charging you for this. May 15th. Let's make sure you understand. May 15th.
Hey.
Make sure your franchise tax is in good standing.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're going to reemphasize this over and over and over. May 15th.
Well, basically, a company that's not in good standing is a company that do not exist. But the main thing you need to know is during that period, someone else can get your name. Your name is no longer protected.
Oh, no, I don't think people understand that part. And I know, I do know that for a fact, because, when we started building PIN, Playbook Investors Network, there were a lot of companies who were still operating, but, did miss their franchise tax deadline, and they were not in good standing, had to go back to the state and file it. But I don't think that a lot of companies know that they can actually lose their name when it's not filed prior to May 15th.
Right. As soon as you reach the not in good standing,
it's available.
It's pretty much up for grabs. Yes.
So that's a point that is being made, that if you do not file your franchise taxes and you're not in good standing, you could lose your whole company name, and now you got to fight for that.
And let's break that down a little bit more. So here it is. You have taken this brand, this name, and you've invested a lot of time, energy, money.
Yes.
And people know you by this name, by this brand. And if you do not, by May 15th, make sure everything's good.
Right.
You can lose all of that.
All of that.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a good.
You know what? This is a tip, and it actually doesn't have a lot to do with capital, but it has a lot to do with protecting your brand.
Mm-hmm.
If you start to go by something like PN Network,
yes,
and you shorten it, for $25, you can actually get a DBA with your LLC or corporate name, also doing business as, and put that name. Because once people start to know you by an acronym or something shorter, you want to protect that.
Yes, true.
Because when they Google that name that they now know you by, they need to still be able to find you.
Right, that's true. And we did. We went through that. We went through that because Playbook Investors Network with an S, is PIN. Right. And we had to do the DBA ourselves, too, to make sure that we stayed relevant and everybody knew exactly who we were, because some people they don't want to put in Playbook Investors Network, but they go to PN, they can still pull it up, So
exactly,
that is true.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So that was a tip. Thank you so much, Ms. Welch, for that. Listeners, make sure you DBA your company name. If it's a long name and you got a short acronym, just DBA it.
One of the things that people don't realize that I actually pull up in Access is I have the ability to know how long you've had your email.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting ready to get on the Yahoo and Gmail, and I'm just, your email really should be your name at yourbusinessname.com.
I agree. I totally agree.
It's $12, and I use GoDaddy, and I'm not pushing any particular one, but it's $12 a year to maintain your domain name.
Right.
It's like $9 a month to maintain an email address with your domain name attached to the back of it. Right. And that just, to me, Gmails can come and go.
Yeah.
Yahoo, I didn't know AOL was still around till about 3 months ago when I had someone with an AOL.
And it's a lot of those.
I don't know why they're charging you for that.
Exactly right.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, and so and I know your home cable, give you a at ATT or SBCGlobal.net or at Xfinity, and those are just not good company emails. And I actually go out to find out how long have you had this email address, and if you've been in business 3 years, but you've only had this particular email address for 1 year,
right.
Then I'm going to want to know what happened.
What happened?
And most of them say, well, I changed providers. I changed that.
But, everything.
I need to be able to know I can contact you.
Right. And everything should be reflective of your business. It should definitely be relevant to your business. It's A. Davis at Playbook Investors Network. It's T. Mac at Playbook Investors Network. It's R. Woods at We shouldn't do like it's rwoods at gmail.com and I got Playbook Investors Network, right?
Exactly.
So, and all these are tips. These are tips for you to take and use it the way you need to use it to make sure that you understand that these things are happening on the day to day. As a business, you want to be relevant. It's already tough enough as a minority business. It's already tough. So, and you're not going to be held at a certain standard, but you got to do the things you need to do to get to where you want to go.
Well, these are things. These are things that I'm looking at within the first 5 minutes of getting any information from you, and so I haven't even made it to your financials.
Oh wow!
And you risk a judgment decision being made from the beginning.
Right. So you got to represent your company right.
No, that's for sure.
Right.
Or for me, and I want to take a couple steps back because Iris, I really don't know you. Tell me, what do you do for people at Liquid Capital? Just give me a quick overview of how this works. If I'm a small business, am I coming to you because I'm looking for that capital, or I am looking for you to help me find that capital?
It's a mixture of both.
Okay.
There are several products that I have where I'm a direct lender. I'm actually a direct funder.
Okay.
And if you're looking for asset-based lending, which a lot of companies have a lot of assets, a lot of inventory, then you can actually use that as collateral to get an asset-based lending loan.
Okay. It's one way.
That's one way.
Okay.
Another way is factoring, which a lot of people aren't familiar with, or account receivable funding.
Right.
And basically, that means that you look and you have more money sitting on the books than you do in the bank. You You've completed all these jobs. You sent in your invoice. You got to wait net 30 to 45 days.
No, hold on.
Some of these companies, I went through that. 60, 90.
And I won't call the company name, but there are some 120.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not going to get paid.
I've gone through that one.
You're not going to get paid that 30 day, but that 60, 90, 120 day, you're in trouble.
Well, the biggest thing is that every Friday your employees are going to be standing in front of you looking at you crazy when you
we didn't sign up for this.
Right.
I can't wait 30 days to 45 days.
LaRonda sending me like, okay, where's my check at right I don't care about all the other stuff. Where's my check?
Where's my check?
And everybody else in the office, where's my check?
Exactly. And where factoring comes in is that once the service is completed, you're janitorial and you've cleaned their building for a month, and now you invoice them, and you have to wait one more month to get that check. Well, that's 2 months of payroll that you would need to be able to come up with.
Absolutely.
So in turn, you will send me that invoice, and I'm going to say the invoice is $10,000, just for easy calculating.
Right. Okay.
And I say, okay, well, I can advance you 85% up front on this invoice. So that's $8,500 up front. Then once the invoice pays, I'll release that additional $1,500 to you, less any applicable fees.
Right.
And that way you're able to invoice and then be able to pay your employees during that 30-day time period that you're waiting, versus, sitting there. A lot of people go, well, I can get this business going, but they're not going to pay them for 30 days. I don't know how I'm going to pay my people. I can't wait that long. That's where factoring or account receivable funding steps in.
And that's the new term, is alternative financing. That's the sexy term now, alternative financing. They try not to use the factoring term as much anymore because, it's just turned into alternative financing.
Once you're not what's called bankable, you're already in the alternative realm, regardless of the product.
And the percent of that is high.
It's higher because there's a risk involved.
Right.
And people come to me, they're like, but I got a solid contract. It's from the city. A contract is just 50 sheets of paper. It has no value until the work has been performed.
Right. Exactly.
And so that it used to be a day you can walk into the bank with a contract and get funded. Right. But that's not now. It's just 50 sheets of paper. It has absolutely no value until the work is performed.
Right.
And then at that point, then you're able to start looking at some type of financing.
That the invoice has already been out. It's already been put out. You've already performed the work. You've already invoiced the company. Now you're waiting on your check to come back that 30, 60, 90, 120 days, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And one thing I can say, asset-based lending does involve credit scoring and business being profitable and various financials, whereas factoring or account receivable funding is a little bit more forgiving.
Right.
Your credit score, I hate to say it, it can be in the 500s. I did one in the 400s.
Okay.
The main thing is you got to have a good, solid debtor.
Right.
A debtor is the person that's paying the invoice.
Right.
At that point, I don't really care as much about you as who's going to pay my money back.
Right. That's all you care about, because you got to get your return.
And so if you have a strong debtor, then a lot of the other inadequacies can be overlooked.
Right. I mean, the Toyotas of the world, the Volkswagens, the Nissans, the Ciscos, strong debtors.
I mean, they're and I don't want to strike out because there are a lot of small minority-owned businesses that has a great Dun & Bradstreet scoring.
But
it doesn't have to be a huge corporation.
Okay.
It just needs to be one that pays their bills on time.
But we've seen a lot of minority businesses don't even use D&B, don't even use Dun & Brad. So we've seen that too. We've experienced that as we started to build Penn. We was doing a lot of R&D on the ground, but a lot of companies don't really use the D&B services, and D&B wants to have all of those businesses, that they can actually, provide services to. So I think we need to talk to D&B soon.
Rodney, I'm always, when I don't know something, I stop everything and ask a question. Y'all have to expound on D&B a little bit.
Right. Let Dun & Brad.
I know. Yeah. I've heard it.
We're going to talk about it. So we're going to take this break.
You guys don't do me like that. I'm looking out for y'all now.
He's like, no, who's D&B? Okay, I got it. Right. So 832-230-5592. PN Global News, Rodney Woods, Antonio Davis, Iris Welch.
churches, and nonprofit organizations. Dawson.
That was Yolanda Adams with Victory, baby. And that's what we had this morning on the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, nothing but victory. It is a Fly Friday live. It's going down. We have a live audience coming in at around 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6.
We're here. Thank you so much. We are Fly Fridaying live, and we have our studio family inside with us.
Yeah, I see these folks.
How they look?
They looking good.
Good.
Look like they unemployed.
No, we're not saying that. We don't say that. No, they look very.
They don't look like they gotta go to work.
No, I'm looking at suits. I'm looking at watches. I'm looking at.
That's because they coming to see you.
No.
These folks going back to sleep soon as they leave here. These folks.
Yeah, Yolanda Adams Morning Show.
I just wanted to come here and share exactly what I've been experiencing, who I have met, the tools and strategies I have learned that have allowed me to build a better me. It is time for us to not have any more limits on our life.
Hi, I'm Morris Parsons, and
I'm Tracy L. James, and I'm Alexis Moore.
And we're here at KYND Radio, and we're inviting you to connect to the power. KYNDradio.com. It's your place to be. You're not here yet?
Hi. Hey, I'm Tasha Evans.
I'm Donisha Johnson.
Guys, I'm so excited about the Women's Investors Network Luncheon on August 10th.
Powered by Mercedes-Benz at Thorough Sinesta.
At what time?
11 o'clock.
And whose is a call out?
This is a call out for real estate agents, title companies, insurance, mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, inspirepreneurs, pretty much anyone that's interested in real estate.
And how do you register?
They register at womeninvestornetwork.org or theeventbrite.com.
And how can they contact you?
They can contact me at 346-707-0136.
See you guys August 10th.
See you there.
Hi, I'm Kier Jr. Spates.
Hey, and I'm Tasha Evans, guys. We're so excited about our first annual Kier's Hope Foundation 5K Run Walk for sickle cell to be incredibly well. Don't be the one, whatever you do, don't be the one that misses.
Hi, this is Rashawn McDonald, and we're talking about the 5K run/walk for sickle cell, September 16th.
Yes.
Where is it going to be?
It's going to be Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. And this is a call out, Rashawn, to
okay, for what?
Volunteers. We need volunteers because it will be there. Thousands of individuals will be out there with us.
Join us and thousands of runners as we celebrate the lives of people who are suffering from sickle cell disease. Listen, go to kearshope.org and register today. We're going to see you on the 16th.
I'm being funny.
Call out for vendors as well as
somebody
volunteers.
Somebody got to be food and somebody got to deliver information.
Him and Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, guys, listen.
I'm the food
whatever you
part
do,
of the commercial.
Don't miss it. Okay, we have a post-race party. Rashawn will be there. Junior will be there, and more, along with thousands of individuals. So if you're a volunteer or a vendor, we need you there. September 16th, Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. They can register as early as today, Rashawn. KYNDradio.com.
Welcome back to KYND Radio, PN Global News. Call us at 832-230-5592. PN Global News. Also view us at www.playbookinvestors.network.com. In the house today, we got Miss Iris Welch and my partner Antonio Davis. And man, we having some great conversations about understanding what you need to have for your business to gain access to capital. We were just offline just a minute ago talking about the Dun & Bradstreet as we left the air just a while ago. But Dun & Bradstreet, AD is a business rating, of your company to make sure that, you're paying your bills on time, you're getting a rating score. It's kind of like what Iris says about it's like Experian,
Right.
You got the 3 verticals that rate you as your personal credit, right?
Exactly.
And, and your personal credit still is, believe it or not, it's still tied to your business.
Yes.
So, we were just talking about that, right, Iris?
Yes, because you are the business. A lot of people say, why you need my personal credit? This is for my business.
Right.
Because you are the business.
Right.
And if you're not taking care of things on the personal life, it's going to impede upon the business
Right.
life.
It's going to affect you.
Absolutely.
It's going to affect you. You know, and that's why we were like, what? You know, so wait a minute, hold up. I have a business.
Yeah.
And I'm doing okay now. You know, my personal side kind of slipped a little bit, right? But you mean to tell me?
I did it to keep my business strong.
Right. You know, I went out there and sold some more pizzas. I was like, keep this thing going.
Well, you know what? If you give me that explanation, again, then that profit needs to reflect on your business financials.
Right.
Okay.
You still can't come and show me this loss where you try to save money on your taxes.
Right.
Yet you told me that the personal side kind of slipped while you were building this business.
Right.
One has to offset the other.
Yeah. This is very interesting.
Be honest and be transparent is the best way to be.
They say,
please be transparent. I'm just says if you ever have to be on the defense, that's a bad side to be on.
Okay.
If I ask you if you have any IRS issues, just tell me because I'm going to find them anyway.
Right.
You know, if I ask you how does your credit look, don't say, oh, it's not bad and really it's in the 400s because I'm going to see that.
Right.
You know, if I ask you about any outstanding collections against you, just lay it all out on the table. Then I know what I'm working with.
Right, absolutely.
But once I go and pull all this information, then I'm going to be coming at you. You're on the defense then. You play football. You know what I'm talking about.
No, basketball.
Listen,
you're still on the defense.
At the end of the day, and I always say this, you have to assume when somebody asks you, they already know the answer.
Already know.
So you make sure
already know, right?
that you're ready to tell them what they know already.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, I did.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did. Yes. Let me explain why. Let me tell you why.
Right.
Whether you know, you can go after that and deal with it how you want to, but let me explain it.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, you know, and this is so pertinent to your business, and you know, Ms. Welch is taking the time out to come and expound on, you know, the things you got to have and how you gain access to capital. But you got to take this stuff and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you got to take all this and do it yourself. You have to be very transparent. You know, AD, as you said, if they asked you, they already know.
They already know.
You know, most things are public records today. We talk about that a lot. You know, social media is really, really big, and it's relevant for every business too, because social media, you can pretty much find out what you need to find out. Everything is out there. You know, but just being transparent, if you got a BK, bankruptcy, or you got debt, or you got liens, just talk about it. Tell the truth about it, and let's figure out how can we get that rectified. How can we correct it? You know, right?
Yes.
You go through it every day.
One of the things you touched on social media, and I want to say this, is that everything is relevant.
Yes.
And yes, I do go out there. I do go to Facebook.
Oh, there you go.
Put in your name and your business name.
Look
I search on social media. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to know the person that I'm about to give capital to.
Hey, now we told the listening audience this about weeks ago. We've been here 10, 11 weeks now. And we've been every week. It's a different topic, different subjects, you know, different subject matter experts. But we've been saying social media is relevant to your business.
Right.
It is really relevant to your business. You know, your business credit with Dun & Bradstreet is relevant to your business. Your personal credit is relevant to your business. You know, we've been saying these things every week. And we're going to keep on saying it every week, right?
Hey,
every week.
That important.
Right. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon, every Thursday at KYND Radio, PN Global News, we're going to tell you exactly what's going on.
Well, tell them, you get a business Facebook page. It's free.
We
you know, toot your own horn.
Okay, hey,
you know,
like that.
Put your good stuff out there that's going on. We added 2 new employees. You know, put that information on social media. Get a business Twitter.
Right.
Tweet once a day. Good stuff about your business.
Boy,
we're growing every day.
She branding us in here today, baby.
Just, you know,
tell them. That's what we're here
social
for.
Media
we
out
about
there.
To put like Jesse, we about to pull out the flag in here. Where the flag?
There is nothing wrong with tooting your own horn. That's what growing and making your business known about.
You know, we have been advocating, you know, Iris, about this quite a bit when we started building Playbook Investors Network, because we were telling all the business, all this is relevant. You know, and you're advocating and championing what we've been saying all along and why we built the system, because all this is relevant. You know, your social media, your Don and Brad, your credit history, everything is relevant. So, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear that. Why do I need social media? Why do I need DMB? I mean, AD, you was just saying the same thing. Like, okay, explain Don and Brad to me, right?
Right.
What does that mean to me? Right.
Right. I mean, I think, and what I'm hearing both of you say is, when I get ready to start a business, I can't just have an idea of how I'm going to make money and all this other stuff.
Right.
I got to make sure that I lay the proper foundation down.
Right.
So as I grow, then I just continue to, be ready for more capital, more employees, more whatever I need to continue to grow. Because other than that, at some point in time, you're going to have to take yourself as a business and get that foundation together, because at some point in time, you're going to need capital to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
At some point in time. So here we are letting you know that wherever you are in your business today, you got to go back and make sure that that foundation is strong. So when you get in front of that person or that committee or whatever, you have all those things lined up and you're ready to deal with any bad issue or any blemish that's there.
Right.
And if you do that, then you just increase your chances of getting this capital that you need in order to grow.
And don't go telling Iris a tale.
She gonna find out.
She already told
just don't
you.
do it.
Iris already said, I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at your Facebook and your social media and your Twitter account. Get your Twitter and Facebook and all that set up. LinkedIn. Get it right.
Well, those people that have encountered me, they pretty well know already that I'm going to be honest and upfront with you. I'm not going to be all nice and sweet, because businesses are nice and sweet. It's harsh out there in this world.
It's
and
hard.
So,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, and if you don't tell me, I'm going to tell you that you were not honest with me.
Right.
I'm not going to call you a lie. I'm too professional. But I'm going to tell you that you were not honest enough forthcoming with me.
Right.
Some products that I feel a lot of small businesses don't know about, besides the asset-based lending or the account receivable funding, is like equipment leasing.
Okay.
A lot of times they need equipment. They need more equipment because they took on a new contract, but they can't get financed. Then there's an option. You can go through equipment leasing and lease to buy.
Right.
And it's an alternative funding. You're not going to get a 1.9 APR. It's going to be a little higher, but hopefully that, like leasing that equipment and getting started, it'll generate the revenue for you to go ahead and pay that higher interest rate debt off.
Right.
But don't always let, a lot of people let the interest rate on alternative funding and options stop them. But then you go, okay, so I guess you're going to be right here at this point
right
for the rest of the time. You're never going to grow. Are you happy with that? Sometimes we have to make decisions and we have to put our calculations in. And if it makes sense and it's truly going to help your business grow, help you get this next contract, then that's what you do.
Right.
And then you take those profits and you make it a mission to get that higher interest rate debt paid off.
And let's go back. If they're trying to get that next contract, it may be that, they're trying to hire new people, or they got to get new equipment. Because at the end of the day, it's going to really come down to those two things. I mean, let's not even play with it, right? Ain't no sense of lying to Iris, so you should already know it.
You said every single Thursday, you either need equipment or you need people. And if you need equipment, you need people to run the equipment.
Yes, exactly.
We got that down pat, right?
We got it.
Okay, I need capital, and I need capital to scale and grow. Well, how are you going to grow your business? Now, let's just give you some real answers. I need to hire more people.
Yeah, because if you go out and get these contracts, you're going to need more people to fill those contracts. And then the other thing I want to throw back in here with that equipment leasing and leasing to buy, just like you guys just talked about, Don and Brash, I'm sure that helps you too when you're paying those lease payments on time. Your score gets better. So all that stuff is good stuff. So don't look at that.
Relevant.
Yeah, don't look at that annual percentage rate like in a bad way.
Yeah.
Now, there's another product, and it's called Merchant Cash Advance.
Okay.
It is always my last resort. I mean, I cannot stress that. And if I am going to decline someone, I will decline you and then tell you about the Merchant Cash Advance.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Merchant Cash Advance.
They don't care what your credit score is your business profitable or not. A Merchant Cash Advance is a payday loan for a business.
Yep. Payday loan.
That's literally the bottom line.
That's exactly what it is.
The bottom is, it's going to be somewhere around 30 to 32%. is going to be the interest rate. I mean, payday loans are like at 300%, but
isn't that crazy? But you need
it is. People need it. I mean, if they're gonna cut the lights out, you're like, but merchant cash advance, it's around 32%, and but it's there when if you don't pay your employees, they're gonna start calling into the to the news media, and you're gonna get blackballed and things like that. Sometimes you have to just bite the bullet for things that have to be done, and so that is an option that's out there for those people that find themselves backed up against the wall.
But can you break the merchant cash advance? What is it? What is merchant cash advance?
It's when I say it's a payday loan for business, it is. They expect weekly, no more than bi-weekly payments. Sometimes they want a daily payment.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do.
If you're in a retail situation.
You got to be kidding.
No, so that's what I'm trying to get ours to break that down.
I just got a company approved. He needed $50,000.
Okay.
I could not, even through all of my other alternative lending resources, which I partnered with a lot of investors to invest in small business, I could not get him funded. $50,000 for 8 months. His total fee was going to be $15,000. His payback was going to be $65,000. And mind you, he was only borrowing this for 7 months.
Yeah.
They wanted $499 a week.
Yep. A week.
A week.
And don't they now? They do take that direct.
I'm sorry. $499 a day because it's $10,000 a month.
Okay.
$10,000 a month was going to be his payback.
Yep.
And so I said, oh no, he only invoices, so the most is like every 2 weeks that you'll be able to. And they said, okay, then there'll be $5,000 every 2 weeks.
Now on this merchant cash, now you still have to have a contract, and you're getting paid on your
No,
contract.
they don't care.
They don't care if
it's
you have
a payday loan for the business.
Even if you have just a contract with a company,
they want to see 3 to 6 months of bank statements.
Okay, so I knew it was something.
They want to see that you
still
have
gotta show,
some money.
right? You still got to have something.
They're like, I'm gonna need $500 a day, or I'm gonna need $5,000 every 2 weeks. So I need to see on your bank account that you're gonna have that $5,000
okay, so,
in there.
And I misspoke. So you still have to show your account, though.
Yeah.
They got to know that every month you got X.
Exactly.
So they got to.
You're able to pay this money back.
Right. You got to be able to pay. So because we know that that's out there. That's another part of financing that it's alternative finance again, just last resort, just like the payday loan stuff. It's just off the street. I need to go get this money, man, so I can do whatever I need to do. I'll stop. But
y'all hitting them now.
Yeah. Yes. But it's deep. But it's true. It is true, and a lot of small businesses will do the merchant cash piece. They will, because they figure, okay, if I can just get through, this next 6 months, I know that things are turning around. I do have a new contractor starting, in X month, and I'll be okay. But it's getting through that hurdle, and it's a tough hurdle.
Like you say, before you do that, let that be last resort, because 32% is high.
It's high, but believe me, I guarantee you, it's and I may be off a little bit, but not too far. It's 50 to 65% people doing merchant cash.
No,
small business.
It goes up really high. If I can't keep you in the low 30s, it's a last resort anyway.
Yeah.
If I can't get you in that range, I'm just not even. I'm not going to be the one to refer you out to someone.
Right. So we're talking about merchant cash advance, and that's like the last resort. But we're gonna come back here at KYND Radio at PN Global News. My partners Antonio Davis, Miss Iris Welch from Liquid Capital, and Rodney Woods, PN Global News.
It's Thriving Thursday. Success leaves clues. When we strive, we thrive.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the new show, Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
I just wanted to come here and share exactly what I've been experiencing, who I have met, the tools and strategies I have learned that have allowed me to build a better me. It is time for us to not have any more limits on our life.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams.
Can I tell you how excited we are about being at KYND?
Les Brown.
On KYND, you have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Rushion McDonald.
Show some love. Show some love. We're trying to make it sound big up in this joint.
Access the power at KYNDradio.com.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa.
That was Yolanda Adams with Victory, baby. And that's what we had this morning on the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, nothing but victory. It is a Fly Friday live. It's going down. We have a live audience coming in at around 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6.
We're here. Thank you so much. We are Fly Fridaying live, and we have our studio family inside with us.
Yeah, I see these folks.
How they look?
They looking good.
Looking good.
Look like they unemployed.
No, we're not saying that. We don't say that. No, they look very.
They don't look like they gotta go to work.
No, I'm looking at suits. I'm looking at watches. I'm looking at.
That's because they coming to see you.
No.
These folks.
KYND 1520 Cypress, Houston. KQQB 1520 Stockdale, San Antonio.
The most incredible
Talk that inspires change.
Right, back at KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News.
We ain't having a good conversation, y'all. We didn't have somebody taping the brakes. This is good stuff right here.
You know, I didn't Facebook. You guys can go out and see us on Facebook. We talk about Facebook and Twitter.
I know.
So you can't
we
go
got to
out
get it together, right? We don't know. We don't know what we do.
You can go on Facebook, KYND Radio,
Yes.
Facebook. You can go on Twitter at KYND Radio. You got YouTube, KYND TV. Also, you can go to PN Global News at YouTube and view us on YouTube as well. But yeah, man, we're having some outstanding conversation with Ms. Iris here, and it's an eye-opener. We do know it because these are the things we've been doing to try to, build our ecosystem to help all these businesses understand and scale and understand all the things you have to get to the next level. And it's just like, wow, sometimes it's breathtaking though, right? Because we know as a small business, it's not that we're at a disadvantage,
right?
But you have to take those necessary steps to get there, and it's not everything that you want to do all the time. But if you're a business, you got to be, with your business, you got to be professional, right?
Absolutely.
You got to get these things right. AD looking like, wait a minute, hold up. Right. Y'all know how AD real smooth with his tone. Hold on, right.
I want to make sure I ask all the questions. That's it. We were during the break. We were talking about other alternative financing situations.
Yep.
Can you expound on the one you were just
like the purchase order? We're going to talk about the purchase order financing as well as the purchase order funding, which are two different funding vehicles.
Yes. And just to kind of define the two, purchase order finance means that you put in a bid to supply the state with 10,000 sanitary gloves.
Okay.
And you win the bid.
Right.
And now you're like, oh my gosh, I won this bid. Yay! And then you go, but I don't have the money to even buy the gloves to send to the state.
Right. There you go.
And so, believe it or not, if you ever attend any of the state of Texas small business briefings,
right,
or some of the minority council
We had
events.
to stay in here 2 weeks ago.
They have a lot of bids that go without bids on them.
Right.
Because people say, well, if I win this bid to send them, 20 microwaves, well, I don't have the money to buy the 20 microwaves.
Exactly.
And you can't go buy the 20 microwaves because you're scared you won't get the bid.
Exactly. Yes. Then you're sitting on them. So
you got microwaves in inventory.
Yeah. Is there a way that, like in these scenarios, and I'm asking seriously, is there a way that, let's say, for example, I knew that there was a bid out there that maybe I can get for the 20 gloves or the microwaves or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Are you saying now that I could go to that business? Is that what you're about to explain to me? Explain how that works.
No.
Okay.
Okay, you put the bid.
Okay.
You've already priced it out. You know your profit margin, everything.
Right.
So you win the bid.
Okay.
Then you come to me and you say, hey, I won this bid, but I need the funding to buy the items to ship to the state.
Right. As simple as that.
Yes.
Okay.
I say, okay, let me see the bid.
Okay.
I ask to see your profit margin because it's going to be like 4%.
Okay.
So I need to make sure that you can absorb the 4% and yet still be profitable on your end.
Okay.
At that point, then you will send me the invoice of where you're buying the gloves from.
Okay.
I make sure that matches up exactly to what the state wants.
Okay.
Because we don't want to buy blue gloves and they want it purple.
Right.
So I make sure that it absolutely matches up.
Okay.
At that point, I will purchase the gloves on your behalf, ship them straight to the state. You do not get to take possession of them because it's to fulfill this particular purchase order. So I purchase them, I send them straight to the state. You then invoice the state because they've received the product, and then the state will pay you and you pay me. Well, actually, I'm going to back up because I'm going to have the state to send the check to me.
I was about to say.
I'm sorry. And then
on.
the difference, I will release back to you.
I'll release back to you.
Let me clear up on
send
that.
the check to me and I'm going to pay you, Iris.
I'll pay you.
No.
I was about to say, Iris, you know better than that. No, you're not doing that.
No,
I know
no.
you're not doing
No,
that.
Iris,
it's going to come to me. But the thing is that, I mean, I have a customer in Texas. I have to go kind of general here.
Okay.
But all they do is sit at home and place bids. He got a contract for manure to be dropped off at 18 different locations, so many cubic yards of it.
Yep.
He won the bid. He contracted with this manure company, and we funded the manure people. They dropped off all the drops. He sent his invoice. We got the payment. But this guy made a lot of money, and he never even had to smell the manure. He never even had to come close to the manure.
Now we're talking about.
Don't get it on that man. Don't put that man business out there like that now.
But I'm using
it's good though. Yes.
But I mean,
But it's good to know,
those are the type
right?
of contracts that are out there that we look at and we go, well, I don't even know anything about that. Well, you don't. You just need to find a wholesaler who knows something about that.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And so that's where purchase order funding comes in.
And it's a
Purchase
lot.
order funding.
It's a lot of purchase order funding going on, and it's amazing that we're talking about a business and dropping off manure. But that goes to show you, it's a lot of business out here as an entrepreneur.
And I use the gloves because I've actually done one with the gloves.
Yeah.
As
And we got a lot of
So
safety
that was
companies
that was funding, or
that was purchase order funding.
Purchase order funding means you never touch the product itself.
Right.
It's going to go from the wholesaler to the end user.
Right.
Okay.
Which is your customer.
So now let's go to the purchase order financing, Iris.
Okay. Purchase order financing actually allows you to take possession of the product. And where that come in is, say you're a T-shirt guy.
Yep.
And you just got an order.
Mike. Oh, yeah,
You're a T-shirt guy, and you just got an order for 20,000 T-shirts for the Chevron Marathon.
Okay, gotcha.
And you're like, I can do this, but I don't have the money to buy these 20,000 T-shirts.
Right.
Well, then we will buy the T-shirts, making sure that they meet all the specs, so much cotton or whatever the customer's requesting. We will buy the T-shirts. We will allow you X number of days. If you say it's going to take me 15 days to get them finished, you get them in, you do what you need to do to them, and then send them to the end user.
Right.
Then you will then invoice the end user. Again, the check's going to come to me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take out my part less what I've already paid the T-shirt company.
How do you ensure that the check comes to you? You send what over to the company?
We send what's called a notice of assignment.
Right. So I just want to make sure everybody understands what that means.
A notice of assignment means that we send over to the company letting them know that this invoice has been assigned to us.
Right.
Sometimes in sensitive cases, we won't send a notice of assignment, but we will require you to change your address.
To yours.
To mine.
Yes.
Or change your ACH, your payment methods. And then once that invoice is received, we do call and follow up and say, hey, I just need to make sure that you actually got the right address put in for XYZ company.
Right.
So to ensure that the payment is going to come to me.
And the reason I asked that question because, in the past we've worked with large corporations. We still work with large corporations. And we know those are real sensitive subject because we got some vendors who do the alternative financing. But they did not want to send the check direct from corporation to you. So, like you said, there's other alternative ways. Now, you'll change your ACH payment or you'll change your address to make it fit that everything that comes back to you is really going direct to Iris.
Right, correct. Okay. A lot of times in saying that, and I know we talk about it being sensitive information, and most of the time it's because they're trying to meet, say, a 20% minority business.
Yes, yeah, we are all on that spend count corporation.
Yeah, and so we don't. Therefore, we don't require them to change the name.
Right.
That's on the check.
Right.
And I'm glad you expounded
just
that.
of where it's being sent to.
And that's the case in the diversity space when you have all these minority businesses that are really getting business. Because they're good business. Let's not say they're not great business because they are good business, but they're under the umbrella of diversity, inclusion. And what that means is, as a minority business, we're working for Company A, Toyota, or whomever, or Cisco, as a minority business, but they're counting their spend with us, meaning that they're counting if they're spending, let's say they're spending $17.5 billion that year, and they're spending 1.7 with minority businesses. They're counting that 1.7 as 10% of their spend.
Right.
So you understand what I'm saying? But they're counting that 1.7 billion as minority spend count. So they're not going to count our spend because she may not be, that minority business.
Right.
So that hurts the spend count. They didn't meet their goals if everybody's trying to do the alternative financing or the purchase order financing or funding, because now they're not able to count their spend.
Right.
And it's important. I mean, believe it or not, it's really important because we were just talking about this, with Nate. There's 440 publicly traded companies in the U.S. that has a diversity inclusion goal. And everybody's got targets, whether it be 10% spend, whether it be 5% spend, whether it be 15% spend. They have a spend count that they're trying to track because, these are people that do business with you and live in these different areas. You want to be able to say, hey, we also giving back,
right?
To the community,
Some way.
right? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, a lot of state and city local government contracts have a requirement,
right?
A 10 or 20% requirement built into them.
Mm.
And all these companies have to do is post or host an event to say that they actively tried to find a minority-owned business, and we couldn't. So that's why we still had to give it to Bob.
Yep.
I mean, that's literally how it works. And
right.
So we have to do our part when they have lunch and learns, and I know the city of Houston have a morning and donuts or something like that, or a Meet the Prime. We have to go out to these events,
right.
and we have to stay informed on this. Every contract that, the city of Houston always has the Prime, has a diversity spend amount.
Right. And everybody's different. From the state level to the corporate level, to the government level, from, hub zone, disadvantaged businesses, 7A, 5A, 504. All those are different spends, different, attraction for diversity dollars, that kind of stuff.
There you go, throwing those words
I'm
out.
sorry,
Tell
man.
me what a prime is. I just know. I know.
I'm sorry.
I had to learn this one personally, what a prime is, because in this business we have, we're trying to not be the subs anymore. We want to be the prime.
You want to be the tier one.
So explain.
A prime is the one who actually gets the contract from the state.
Okay.
I mean,
the state,
whatever we're talking about, the state, the company,
UPS,
corporation,
Home Depot,
You're first.
I'm first.
Right, you're first.
And then you
Once
bring
I get all
in-
that business, then if I need somebody to do this, they become my sub.
Tier 2.
Sub.
That'd be
They're
your
tier
sub.
2.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be your
And
tier
then
2.
there are even subs.
Tier 3,
Yeah.
tier 4,
Yeah.
tier
Yeah.
5. It goes all the way down. Now,
Right.
corporations don't always count 3 and 4s.
Okay.
They don't.
As
you
far as
know,
their spend count.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Okay.
some of them will try, but you talking about you got to calculate and keep up with it, right?
Right.
You either got to have a company that's doing that on a day-to-day to keep up with the spend count.
Right.
You know, and there's some other opportunities for people to work with some of these companies to keep the spend count, but, you know, most of it's going to be
Tier
the
1 and
system,
tier
yeah.
2.
Well, that's because usually the sub is not going to turn around and be asking for certification numbers and different things like
They
that.
don't care.
They're
They're
looking
getting
for
work.
someone
To
who's
work.
going to do the
Get to
quality
work.
work. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, with that, and I actually want to go on record here and say that I am the principal and president owner of Liquid Capital.
Yes, you are.
And
I
I'm
know
a
you.
direct lender. I know. And I actually was the first minority-owned
Okay.
alternative lending source for Texas.
Oh, congratulations to you.
Yes,
Hey,
so
we
let
got to
me
do that
say
right
that.
here.
And-
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about.
Where we got?
Tell 'em.
Thank
We
you.
got the only minority person, only one in here like
That's
this,
it.
right?
I mean, you know, I worked in the finance arena for more than 30 years.
I know. You
I
told
learned
me a lot
the in
back in
and
the day,
outs of
right?
it, and
Yeah.
I tell people, I know what I'm doing, and so it may seem a little harsh. I'm going to keep it real,
Yeah.
but you got to trust that I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And now I tell people that all my years of working, I now use my funds to come out and now try to help
Yeah.
your business.
Yes, you do.
That's awesome.
And that's what I do.
That's awesome.
And I've been knowing Iris over 20 years now, so she's been in this game a long time. You know?
Man, Playbook Investors Network, we have partners.
Yes,
period.
we do.
We know people.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
it.
we
do.
know people.
Yeah, we know people. But we serious about our business too. We really trying to change the game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
we're trying to turn things around.
Well, I'll tell people, y'all can either call me, don't call me, send me an email. My phone, because people tend to call, they get the voicemail, they hang up, they call again.
Right.
They hang up, they call again, and meanwhile I'm on the phone with another client.
Right.
And so, you know, if you call once, leave a voicemail or send me an email.
Right, right.
The website is liquidcapitalaccess.com.
Liquid Capital
Access.
Access.com.
Yes.
LiquidCapitalAccess.com.
Yes.
And do you want to give out a phone number? No. Well, you don't have to. Just
well,
remember.
as soon as they go out to the website,
Liquid Capital Access.
when you go to the website, you're going to see my face.
Right, right.
If you don't see my face, you're not on the right website.
Wrong
let's,
site.
Let's
you don't
start
see
from
ours.
there.
You don't see her.
There's
Wrong
a
site.
reason my picture's on there, so
Right.
you know you're in the right place.
Right.
Liquid Capital.
No, I know you've been in this game so long. You know, you've been an inspiration to a lot of us and taught us a lot because we don't always know about finance. Finance is a needed task, a needed source, but we don't always know about it. And sometimes we're probably too embarrassed to even tell people. I don't really understand what that means. You know, that's tough, right? Hey, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody don't always want to say that I really don't know what D&B is. I don't really know what alternative financing is. I don't know what mezz debt financing is, or I don't know what venture capital finance. I don't know those things, right? But we're trying to be a resource for you to show you and teach you what all of those things are. And that's why we built Playbook Investors Network, because a lot of folks don't know what it means. And you don't want to publicly come out and say, you know, I don't know. But now we put you in a system where you're private. You know, it doesn't matter. We're going to put you in a system where you're private. You can work with the relationship manager. You make sure that he or she understands what you don't understand, so that makes sure we can explain it to you.
Right.
Or you can click that button. You can see Miss Iris explaining all the things that she offers. You know.
Well, I get those calls. You would be surprised. I'll get a call and I'll say, well, what's the name of your business? Well, I don't want to say that yet.
I told you. Hey,
hold on now.
As Jesse Mack Ray says, we're going to put a pin in that thought right there, and we're going to come back at KYND Radio. We're at Penn Global News, www.playbookinvestorsnetwork.com. You can reach us at 832-230-5592.
Oh, Lisa.
Doris Parsons, and
I'm Tracy L. James. And I'm Alexis Moore.
And we're here at KYND Radio, and we're inviting you to connect to the power. KYNDradio.com. It's your place to be. You're not here yet?
Hey, I'm Tasha Evans.
I'm Donisha Johnson.
Guys, I'm so excited about the Women's Investors Network Luncheon on August 10th.
Powered by Mercedes-Benz at Thorough Sonesta.
And what time?
11 o'clock.
And whose is a call out?
This is a call out for real estate agents, title companies, insurance, mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, inspirepreneurs, pretty much anyone that's interested in real estate.
And how do you register?
They register at womeninvestornetwork.org or theeventbrite.com.
And how can they contact you?
They can contact me at 346-707-0136.
See you guys August 10th.
See you there.
Hi, this is Nicole R. Coleman, host of the new show, Super Bold Live. Each week, I will feature real people just like you that have stepped out on faith, overcome fear, and made bold moves that transform their lives. We are creating a community of game changers. Listen in each week and let's help you unleash the power within. Bold talk, bold impact, bold transformation. Be sure to connect with me at www.livesuperbold.com.
Super Bowl Live with Nicole R. Coleman. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. on 1520 KYND.
I just wanted to come here and share exactly what I've been experiencing, who I have met, the tools and strategies I have learned that have allowed me to build a better me. It is time for us to not have any more limits on our life.
Hi, I'm Kier Jr. Spates.
Hey, and I'm Tasha Evans, guys. We're so excited about our first annual Kiers Hope Foundation 5K Run Walk for sickle cell to be incredibly well. Don't be the one, whatever you do, don't be the one that misses.
Hi, this is Rashawn McDonald, and we're talking about the 5K run/walk for sickle cell, September 16th.
Yes.
Where is it going to be at?
It's going to be Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. And this is a call out, Rashawn, to
okay, for what?
Volunteers. We need volunteers because it will be there. Thousands of individuals will be out there with us.
Join us and thousands of runners as we celebrate the lives of people who suffering from sickle cell disease. Listen, go to KiersHope.org and register today. We're going to see you on the 16th.
I'm being funny.
Call out for
that's how you get people.
as well as
somebody
volunteers.
Got food and somebody got to deliver information.
Him and Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, guys, listen.
I'm the food
whatever you
part
do,
of the commercial.
Don't miss it. Okay, we have a post-race party. Rashawn will be there. Junior will be there, and more, along with thousands of individuals. So if you're a volunteer or a vendor, we need you there. September 16th, Oyster Creek Park in Sugar Land. They can register as early as today, Rashawn. KYNDradio.com.
Welcome back. KYND Radio, PN Global News, 832-230-5592. Man, AD, we're having great conversation, Miss Iris Welch, full of knowledge.
Man, I don't know about the listeners, but I'm taking notes over here.
AD over there taking notes right there. I saw him on his phone taking notes. Oh, Terry, make sure you go back and call and do this right here. I know what you're doing.
Hey, we got to get this together. And I love that I have a personal experience that I can attach all of this to, because then it's real time learning for me.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you being here. More than you know. It's not just for the listeners; it's for me too. Because this is off the chain right here. I love it. I love it.
And what and what Antonio is also Iris and me. I'm also honored too. And I've been knowing you a while. And you've always tried to teach us. Every time I talk to you, you're always telling us things we need to know and understand. But more importantly, what AD and Doc and Damon and T Mac and all those guys are trying to do is be a mouthpiece, also for all the athletes who have come behind them. AD coming from the NBA and Tracy coming from the NBA and Doc from, the Olympics and Damon from the NFL and other guys that we have and other entertainers we have. We're trying to also be a voice, and a tool for them to educate themselves, through us on how they can actually participate, either as owning some of these businesses or being an investor themselves, or align themselves with somebody like yourself because you take in investors, that kind of stuff. So It's good. This is real good. But we at PN Global News. PN Global News every Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon. And it's good. I mean, I don't mind driving up. I get tired sometimes when I'm thinking about it, right?
No,
and
man,
AD getting on the plane from Atlanta.
This is it.
All right, we get a little tired coming back and forth to Houston every week. But, I mean, obviously, you know that we're passionate about what we're doing and how we're trying to really, really change the game. And you know, we've been visiting with a potential new partner, you know, in Austin, who's got the same visionary track as us. You know, he's done it on a big scale. You know, we're not him, as we told him, AD. We're not you, Nate Paul, okay, buddy? But we give you shouts out, you and your sister and your family and your team.
Wow.
But we're trying to change the game. We're really, really trying to change the game. And ours, we still need more and more people like yourself.
Appreciate it.
But I had one question that came in, was like, okay, if you're going to do the purchase order financing or the purchase order funding, what is the cost to that?
The cost depends on the risk, to be honest. If this is something you've never purchased and resold before, then I'm going to need we're going to need a lot of information, and we're going to kind of weigh our risk. But typically, it's about 4% or 5% of the purchase order amount.
Okay, so 4% to 5% of the amount of the purchase order.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Now, if the purchase order is like $500,000 and above,
yeah,
then we are probably going to go to the seller and lay our eyes on that product.
To make sure that we see this product. 'Cause
yes.
We're taking a risk,
Well,
right?
to make sure that I'm getting ready to send $500,000 to a real company
Right.
that actually has this real product, and is going to ship it.
I think a lot of people are still misinformed about purchase order financing or purchase order funding, because, you know, if it's, like you said, if it's on the finance side, they're actually touching the product and delivering it themselves. If it's on the funding side, it's just direct.
It's
It's
all
straight
transactions.
It's straight from the company to ours. To me, well, straight from the company to the person who's actually paying for the fund.
Right.
But it's an eye opener. I mean, it's a true eye opener.
There's so much opportunity in purchase orders.
Yeah, it is.
In putting out bids. Companies put out bids, RFPs. I'm sorry, requests for proposals.
Right.
Sorry if I use acronyms.
No, I knew that one.
We got RFPs, we got RFQs, we got all the RFQs,
Yes.
we got all the RFQs. You know what?
Yes, but you'd be surprised how often those go out.
Yeah.
You know, because again, most of them are trying to fill their diversity obligation.
Right.
And so, you know, they're going to pick and choose. They may not give you the cream of the cream, but there's so much of it out there because they're bottom line numbers. I mean, I actually I'm not going to say the city I flew to, but I flew to this one particular city. They brought me in because the prior year they did not meet their diversity spending goals.
Yep.
And they were going to lose some of their federal funding.
Exactly.
If they did not.
Hello.
And their biggest thing was that it's out there. People just are not responding. We can't get a response.
Right.
And so my thing was to put on a lunch and learn, bring small businesses in to let them know about the opportunities, and then let them know about funding opportunities once they get the bid.
That spend count is it's real, you know, and for, you know, state or federal funded, you know, type companies to get that funding, they have to allocate those funds out or it goes back.
Yes.
It goes back. You know, while we're talking about back, because, you know, I remember you being at the bank side for years and years, and, you know, you have the CDFI funds and you got the CDE funds that has to be allocated out to the community.
Yes.
You know, and that's what we're trying to show and teach a lot of these businesses. There's a lot of funding available, but you don't know how to go out and try to get to it, right?
You know why I'm looking at you crazy.
I know you. I like AD. AD look like he finna fight me.
Come on now, CDE. Come on, speak English.
Community development.
Okay.
The Community Development Economic Fund.
Okay.
Yes.
And, you know, AD, and the reason we're in the little lane ourselves, you know, out in Indiana, because we're launching our portal in Indiana, and then we'll launch in 10 other states. But the reason that while we were there in Indiana, that's why Fifth Third Bank, you know, looked at us and was like, wow, I like you guys' platform. You know, we got $30 billion that we're going to get out to the market, which is public record. So anybody that's listening to me like, well, what is he talking about? Go look at it. But Fifth Third Bank is getting $30 billion out in the marketplace in the next 3 years in 10 states. that they actually have physical presence in, right? But that CDFI has to be put on the ground, and it has to go into these businesses that they can bring back to, Fifth Third Bank. That's why
CDFI?
CDFI, the Community Development Fund Investment Act.
Yes.
I'm just keeping them
They
on
used to
their
call it
toes.
Reinvestment Act.
Reinvestment Act,
and
right.
they changed it, but it's
Okay.
putting money back into
Putting
the
money
community.
back into the community.
And
Got it.
Miss Iris Welch can back me up. She knows this stuff. This is very relevant to the community and the bank.
Yes.
I even tell people sometimes, even when you're looking for a business location,
Yeah.
if your location don't matter because you're more warehouse or more contract oriented,
Right.
there's money out there. The city of Houston has some too.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
There's an office located in Palm Center, and it slips my mind the actual name of them.
Okay.
But you can email me, and I will give you that information.
Email Ms. Welch.
Where the city of Houston will compensate you on your cost if you will put your company into one of these minority communities.
So in the incubators that you were talking about in the city of Houston?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. The city of Houston, they're trying to revitalize
a
lot of these communities, and so
that was a big push from the mayor, right?
From the mayor,
right?
Yes,
he's doing an outstanding job too.
They will, there's a lot of abandoned buildings, warehouses, different things like that, and so they actually will pay you, or basically sometimes they will give you land or a building to put your business in this neighborhood.
Hey, isn't that amazing? I mean, AD looking at Miss Wells like, what did you just say?
Well, yeah, I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
How can we do this in every state? And we're going to every state. Believe us, we're gonna be in every state.
Man.
So our thing is to get this knowledge, just to get this knowledge and get it from Miss Iris Welch and email her. But these are the things that we just don't know about. We don't know about these things, and I don't know who's at fault, right? You don't know if the community and the small business community is at fault. You don't know if the people doing it is at fault. Who's at fault? We don't know, but we do know there's a solution. You can go to www.playbookinvestorsnetwork.com
and stop playing.
Right, stop playing.
Come on in here.
But please view us at KYND Radio 1520 PN Global News. You can reach us at 832-230-5592. We'll be back in a moment.
What up? It's your boy E.T. Listen to me. Everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. So do me a favor. Start every day, if you want to go to beast mode, by listening to the kind of talk that inspires change right here on KYND Radio.
The power is here. KYND brings you star power. Yolanda Adams.
Can I tell you how excited we are about being the KYND?
Les Brown.
On KYND, you have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Rushion McDonald.
Show some love. Show some love. We trying to make it sound big up in this joint.
Access the power at KYNDradio.com.
Yeah. Whoa. That was Yolanda Adams with Victory, baby. And that's what we had this morning on the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, nothing but victory. It is a Fly Friday live. It's going down. We have a live audience coming in at around 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6.
We're here. Thank you so much. We are Fly Fridaying live, and we have our studio family inside with us.
Yeah, I see these folks.
How they look?
They looking good. Look like they unemployed.
No, we're not saying that. We don't say that. No, they look very.
They don't look like they gotta go to work.
No, I'm looking at suits. I'm looking at watches. I'm looking at.
That's because they coming to see you.
No.
These folks going back to sleep as soon as they leave here. These folks.
Yeah, Yolanda Adams Morning Show.
Come on, get down. It's Thriving Thursday. 'Thursday. 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 'Thursday.
All right. Welcome back. KYND Radio 1520. PN Global News. Man, we really don't even want this show to come to an end today, at the top of the hour, right? Iris is really killing this thing, right?
What's that website again?
LiquidCapitalAccess.com. ACCESS.
LiquidCapitalAccess.com.
It's on.
Man, this thing is on and popping up in here, bro. If the listeners are not listening, I'm like, okay, y'all better go back and review the show and go back out to PN Global News and see the show, or go to KYND Radio. Go to your Facebook, KYND Radio, which is live today at KYND Radio, Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and they got everything you can think of. They got it all. So
come on in.
Yeah, it's no excuse. Social media is relevant today to this show and every other show and every other business. Social media is definitely relevant. Call us at 832-230-5592. I mean, Iris, just like you laying this thing down, girl.
I mean, information is powerful. The whole I didn't know just leaves you sitting on the couch.
And we don't need that.
No, we're trying to get off the couch.
Get off the couch. We need to create more jobs out here. We're trying to make America great. Like 45 said, let's make America great. And
you went there, huh?
He goes there every time, and I put my head down. I ain't got nothing to say.
Hey, listen.
Well, America's always been great.
It has been.
We just need to keep building on the foundation that we started from.
Absolutely. But education is key. Education is key, because when you really don't have the knowledge and understand certain terms, certain acronyms, it's tough. And that's why I love AD, because he always asks a question. And Tracy and the fellows, they always ask questions like, hey, Rodney, come on, man, what is that? I had to learn that too, right? And I had good mentorship in Miss Iris Welch and others, that taught me a lot of stuff that I did not know, but I knew it was a passion that we wanted to do something that we can teach every business who really was afraid, didn't want to tell anybody, the company name or what they have, if they had a bankruptcy. You can be doing this in private. But you got to get your stuff right. You got to get into the system. If you're a business, you're trying to gain access to capital, you're going to have your business plans, your succession plan, and key man insurance.
We can help with all of that.
Yeah, and we're going to help you with all that. And you're going to have access to, Miss Welch and be able to click buttons to understand everything that she talked about today. Everything she expounded on today, you'll be able to see her talking about these things to help you. And repetitionally, sit at home. If you're on the couch, sit at home. Look at it over and over and over and over. Just get it in, because most of us don't want to read everything. Like Iris said, even that contract is 30 pages. You don't want to read the whole contract. All you want to see is, okay, how much you give me? And what day I'm getting paid? Okay, we're going to do that job. We got that one. But there was some stipulations in that contract, too, that you didn't meet that milestone, right? And it could come back and bite you.
You know what? Sometimes people need to know that when you get a contract, it's okay to ask them, can I invoice you every 15 days? Rather than monthly?
Well,
or if I invoice you on the 15th day, it can still be due at your 30, then that will extend that date by 45 days to still make it net. Because when you're able to send me an invoice that I can verify, I can fund you. So therefore, it can their terms can still be net 30.
Right.
But you need to know, can I invoice you every 2 weeks?
Right.
And then I'll make that one due at 45 days. Make the next one due at 30. So both are due at your 30-day time period.
Right.
But I need to be able to do this so that I can have access to capital.
Yeah.
To be able to perform this contract in a professional manner.
Yeah, we've seen in the past. And I'm not trying to put, any corporation on blast, but we have seen in the past where there are corporations who will give you your money early. If they're net 30, 60, 90, you can get your money early too, but it's like everybody else. They getting paid off of that because they going to give you a percent. You're going to pay a percent. I don't think that's fair though, really. I'm not going to talk about corporations doing it, but they actually charge you money to get your money early.
Well, it's not just corporations. The state of Texas have that. If you make them an offer to pay you 2 net 10, you'll give them a 10% discount if they'll pay you, in X number of days. It's out there. It's out there for the state.
I done performed the work and done this.
Well, then wait your 30 days.
Wow.
That's tough. It's as simple as that.
That's tough. That's not right, though.
Discount.
I don't care.
I'll pay you a little early. If not, wait the 30 days, just like the contract stated, when you put your bid in.
Right.
It literally comes down to that.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you still push back a little bit because you performing a task and you performing a service and you're supposed to be paid X. But if I want my money early because I really don't want to work, I don't want to wait 30, 60, 90 days. Now I'm gonna be penalized for asking for my money early.
Well, just like you say, that contract is that contract. When you put that bid in, you should have said, "I need my money earlier."
Everything. So you need you need to calculate into your bid,
right.
That extra 10% or 5% discount that you're going to need to offer, so that your bid don't fall short. Right. And one of the things that our diversity suppliers need to know is that you don't always have to be the lowest bid.
You don't.
You just need to have your certifications and be the only minority one out there that's bidding.
Right.
You don't always have to try and go low.
Hey, now I just spoke about something we've been talking about. Have your certification.
Yes.
Get certified. I don't care if it's $200, $300, $400, whatever it is. Get certified because you can make $4 million. You're gonna be in that short line,
and that's
as a supplier.
That certification helps you clean stuff up too.
Right, yeah, it does.
Kind of going through that.
Right.
Because you can't just get certified because.
I'm African American and I want to be certified.
Me. No, it doesn't work that way.
Don't pull my number like, hey, what do you mean certified? I'm a national member of the NAACP and I got my card. Yeah, right. Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Boy, I'm a lifetime member with this NAACP card.
Right
what are you talking about?
Right here.
I know Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Now, Jesse.
Not gonna work, but I'm gonna give you this is an actual example, but I had a lady 2 hurricanes ago.
Okay.
Anyway, she's minority certified with the city of Houston. Okay. Hurricane came through, took off a bunch of people's roofs. She was the only minority company out there that sold the blue tarps. She was mostly just selling them on the construction side.
Right.
More than $3 million.
Yeah, I believe that. I got
was her amount that she was awarded to buy these blue tarps.
Yep.
And she didn't put the tarps up. Yeah, she just supplied the city with the tarps to put up on people's homes.
That is true. That's correct.
And she got that contract.
You can be in that short line of vendors. Just get certified. Get certified that you can be in that short line of vendors to provide
a whole segment on getting certified, y'all.
We've done a whole segment on certification.
Well, I'm gonna go back and look at that.
We had the state in here, and we had Houston Minority Business Council in here.
Awesome.
And we'll continue to do a lot more of that.
Even ask them, give some real life examples.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you can tell people, but we can't visualize it
until
you can put it out there, where it makes sense to us.
Yeah, and I'm also going to, throw a little shout out to Mr. Marlon Mitchell, who's at the Palm Center.
He's in Palm Center off of Martin Luther King and Greeks Road.
So, Mr. Mitchell is doing an outstanding job in Houston, too, and helping businesses, get that capital and come into his facility at Palm Center. So, you guys might want to reach out to Mr. Marlon Mitchell. We don't know, Mr. Mitchell, we give you too much right now, but we're going to send them your way, sir.
Well, if they'll send me an email, if they go out to Liquid Capital Access, click on send me an email, then I'll give them the information.
Okay.
A lot of people, there's a micro lender that will give you a business loan.
Yes.
At like 12 to 15% against your personal car title.
Oh yeah.
Or or they will even give you a business loan against jewelry.
Oh, wow.
So
they're called micro lenders.
Micro lenders, yes.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of micro lending companies out here in the marketplace today.
There's one that I back only because I've known them for years, do business, and they're one of my partners.
Go ahead and give them a shout out. Who you trying to shout out to?
It's Lift Fund.
Oh yeah, we know Lift Fund.
Yeah, Lift Fund.
Yeah, they got the CDFI fund too.
Yes.
They
will. For people that are literally just starting up.
Yeah.
And you can't get money from family and friends and anyone else. They will look at your assets.
Now, what is the Lift Fund actually loaning up to? Do you know?
They've expanded. I think it's 50,000.
50,000. Okay.
Yes.
Lift Fund.
Yeah,
LIFT. Yes. They used to be Axion. Some people may have known them from Axion.
Right. I do know the Lift Fund group. I know them in People Fund. And
People.
Fund. Yeah. I got that.
People Fund's out of Austin.
Right. Out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know everybody. At all these
Yeah, but
places,
you've been in this game a long
but
time.
that's what
so
I.
there's
That's
nobody
what I
we can't
do.
mention that you don't know.
When people come
Right.
to me, if it's something that I can't do, I try and find a resource for you, or which to try and match you up with the resource.
Right. Now we were talking about even we're talking about small businesses, but there are also businesses that are doing in upper top line revenue, $4 million, $6 million, $8 million, $10 million, $20 million are still doing alternative finance and factoring.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
We all suffer. We call it growing pains.
Absolutely.
And as you grow, you're going to continue to need access to capital.
And a lot of people are like, wait a minute, you're a $10 million company and you still need capital? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've seen, as a matter of fact, I can go on record and say this. We've had a client who was he was $630 million, but he still needed more capital. He needed more capital. Yeah. He did.
Yeah, I got a call yesterday from one at $26 million.
That need capital.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, how do you have $10 million, $26 million, $600 million company and you still need capital? How?
Because I'm trying to go from 26 to 52.
Right.
And sometimes you don't want to drain your access to your immediate funds.
Right.
That's why we do loans. That's why we try and use other people's money to help us make money.
All right. Boy, I tell you, we can keep on going this thing, but we're going to take a quick break and come back for our last part of the show. Hope the listeners are enjoying at PN Global News. Rodney Woods, Antonio Davis, and Iris Welch.
KYND. It's your turn to be heard.
Are you stagnant in your growth?
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown here at KYND. Throughout my career, people always say, Les, I want to do what you do. I love to help people. I've got a story. Well, guess what? That's why I started the Les Brown Maximum Achievement Training Program. It will help you to gain the tools and knowledge to become a certified life coach, a public speaker, or a certified trainer. Learn the inside secrets on how to grow your brand and help others to become the best that they can be. Are you ready for a change in your life? Well, this is it. My friends here at KYND Radio will help you get started. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Are you ready to take action and change your future? Go to KYNDradio.com and click on the Les Brown banner.
Hey, I'm Tasha Evans.
I'm Donisha Johnson.
Guys, I'm so excited about the Women's Investors Network Luncheon on August 10th.
Powered by Mercedes-Benz at the Royal Sonesta.
At what time?
11 o'clock.
And whose is a call out?
This is a call out for real estate agents, title companies, insurance, mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, inspirepreneurs, pretty much anyone that's interested in real estate.
And how do you register?
They register at womeninvestornetwork.org or theeventbrite.com.
And how can they contact you?
They can contact me at 346-707-0136.
See you guys August 10th.
See you there.
Hi, I'm Morris Parsons, and
I'm Tracy L. James, and I'm Alexis Moore.
And we're here at KYND Radio, and we're inviting you to connect to the power. KYNDradio.com. It's your place to be. You're not here yet?
George, prostate cancer is huge, as you know. Many men, I think 30,000 men die per year.
All right, welcome back, KYND Radio. Here with Miss Iris Welch at Liquid Capital. Go out, access.
Liquid Capital.
Yeah, but we're gonna get that email again. I mean that website.
Yeah.
So go out to www.liquidcapitalaccess. Liquidcapitalaccess.com. So please go out and view Miss Welch. I mean, it's been an honor and a privilege having you here in the studio with me and AD today. It's been like, wow.
And sometimes it's good to ask before you need that capital, just to make sure you got your stuff lined up.
right.
So when you need it, because once again we said you're gonna need it if you plan on growing, scaling, you're going to need capital. So it's good to, go on the website and just make sure they contact you, let you, hey, this is where I am. What do you think I need to be?
Right.
Because I see myself in 3 to 6 months needing X amount of capital. I think it's better to be proactive.
Don't call me when the house is burning. It's Wednesday. Payroll coming up Friday. You just checked the bank account. You're not going to have enough for payroll. Because it takes a while. Because we do the searches, we do the background checks and everything. And I tell people, if you're starting a business and your credit is good right now, go ahead and get that personal loan. And take it out so that, because otherwise most banks are minimum 2 years in business.
Right.
And you're growing so fast and you're at the year and a half point and you don't qualify.
Yep.
Right.
So I tell them, or we've sacrificed our personal credit to build this business.
Right.
So if you get started and your credit is good, go ahead and do the loans and keep building that loan history.
Right.
Because that will go a long ways toward your business. Because we will say, okay, well, he's been maintaining this personal loan with Bank of America and payments are on time.
Right.
And so get it while you're eligible for it.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like I say, it's always a privilege to get knowledge, from somebody like Iris who's been in the game for 30 plus years, to educate us and to educate the listening audience and the viewing audience who's on Facebook or they go out and see the show over and over. I mean, these things, it's very important to your business, and it's not going to get any better than somebody really telling you the real deal, telling you exactly what's going to happen, what will happen, how do you do A, B, C, and D to make sure that you do these things so you can at least have an opportunity to grow and scale your business. Because, at the end of the day, it's all about growing the business. It's all about, the job creation piece that, that's out in front of us to make America great again, those type of things. So, I mean, you got to take this knowledge in. Take everything that Miss Welch is saying today and put it out there, man. This is the Bible.
Yeah, this is not just knowledge.
Is the Bible.
This can potentially, be that missing piece that you were needing in order to grow or scale.
Right.
Hopefully, something here that was said, that was discussed, can help you grow your business. And if not, once again, Liquid Capital Access is huge. It's just a huge resource, one way or another.
Great resource for you. I mean, so Iris, if you were to leave something with the listeners or the viewers, what would that be? What would you leave with them to do in order to scale the business to the next level? Constantly keep up with what is going on with your business, as well as with the industry. Because, and I say that because sometimes, you jump into a swimming pool and it's 1,000 people, and then you're just swimming trying to survive.
Yeah.
When there's another small pond over there where you'll be the only person in it, and you can dominate that pond. And so,
but some people don't want to be by themselves. Hold on,
that fear. Huh?
But that's where you're venturing out, and a lot of people, those that are looking or thinking about going into business, draw back on the job where you are.
Right.
I mean, I have a lady now. I can't say. She used to be in retail. Okay. She knew who the suppliers were.
Right.
She knew all the in and outs, and she decided to launch off on her own. So she already had connections put in place. Right. So, and I tell people, don't be afraid to call up on your alumni or, call up on different connections. Put things out there and let people know, hey, I'm in this particular business. If you know anyone, you'd be surprised at that. So I want to tell people to just get your business out there. And when you're networking, I got to drop this tip. Nobody cares who your name is. Introduce yourself by your business name first.
Right.
Hi, Liquid Capital Access. My name is Iris.
Right.
Because they may not find me out there on social media, but they'll find my company. So reverse how you tend to, everyone wants to be known by their name. I don't care about your name. I just need to know your company and what you do. So when I think of, I need to get X, Y, and Z, I'm going to look for the company because I know a company that does this.
But that's so true.
I mean,
that
Iris ain't playing, yo. I love it.
Hey,
she is not playing. This is not a game up there.
That's right. You better put that business name out there. What's your name? I'm Playbook Investors Network, Rodney Woods. How are you?
Exactly. And then that goes back to the social media, because then I'm on Google. I'm like, well, I don't remember what his name was, but I know his company was Playbook Investors. And then I'm out here on social media.
Right.
And I'm trying to find you. Get that free Facebook page, because it's going to come up. Facebook is going to come up.
You know,
Twitter's going to come up.
Right.
LinkedIn.
You are so absolutely right, because one thing we added in when we were building PEN, we added in the Facebook page. Well, actually what we call the web face. It's a web face for every investor to see who you are, you know, and understand, you know, kind of your background, where you came from, and all that. Because, you know, a lot of people don't get a chance to interface with the actual owner until, you know, later on down the line. But when you have all these investors looking at you, you do want people to know who you are, you know. So we created that. It's kind of like that web face.
Yes.
You know, we did create that web face in the portal. Every company comes into PEN gets a web face. That's part of what we did on the technology side.
Yes. And so if anything, like I said before, keep your books together. Your financials, say everything there is to say about your company.
Would you say bookkeeping is really important?
Bookkeeping is extreme. It's on the top. I mean, like I said, if you don't go take a QuickBook class or something to learn QuickBooks yourself, go ahead and pay an accountant. You may not have to, you don't need a certified CPA. You may not, you know, you're just starting.
Just a bookkeeping
but get a
group,
good
right?
bookkeeper, yes.
And, you know, it's always refreshing to hear Iris talk about it, because we've been talking about this for the last 10 weeks. Everything that we talk about today, we've been talking about it weekly in different verticals. But our strategic partners, you know, AD, that we brought in strategic partners in every part of what we're talking about, from bookkeeping to alternative financing to, like yourself, to succession plan, you know, to key man insurance providers, to business plan writers, PPM writers, to audit financials. We brought all these strategic partners to you, so that you don't have to go out and run around and try to find them, right? And not saying we're the only group that can do it.
But one-stop shop, man.
Yeah, but we brought partners like Iris and others in to help you get your business right.
Exactly.
You know, and you got to have these things. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care if you're not listening to us.
If you want to be successful.
Right.
If you want to be successful, you got to have these things.
People will go, well, I'm self-funded. I have my own money. Really? So if you were awarded a $10 million contract, would you be able to perform that contract with your own money?
But I think people don't even think like
they don't
we
think
have
that
to.
way, right?
Yeah, and that's the one thing I've learned
$10 million
hanging around Rodney was
Yes.
I got to stop thinking like this and think like this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just a different approach, but you shouldn't limit yourself to what you. And a lot of times, it's not about the money. Now you start creating jobs.
Yeah.
You start making change. You start doing something that can, you know, create a legacy. And it's not just about you making a ton of money.
Right.
You know, people don't realize that, you know, they may have something or an opportunity or a resource where they can start creating jobs and stuff like that. Next thing you know, everything starts to change.
I mean, every thought is out there. And I'll say this right quick. I remember when Starbucks first hit the Houston area and stuff. I literally said, "Who's going to actually leave home and go buy some coffee?"
Everybody.
Everybody. So
it's a social
everything's
network too.
relevant.
Yes.
And you just don't know. People will pick up on what you're doing, and they will like it. And then when opportunity comes knocking, you need to be ready to take advantage of it.
But innovation is key today, because, you know, like you said, Starbucks, and who's going to leave home to go get coffee? And I don't even drink coffee, but I go to Starbucks to get tea. But I like the social network. You know, I do. You know, AD, I like to talk to folks. Hey, what do you do for a living? I want to know, what do you do for a living? Because it might be an opportunity for me to work with you, right?
Yes.
So that's me. But here again, you look at all the other things that's happening. You know, you look at cable TV. Fire Stick is killing it. Fire Stick is killing the market right now and taking the market share away. And you're talking about a device you can go buy $49 and get everything you want, and not only take away the cable, you take away all the other revenue that you've been paying $300 for cable bills for years. You know, you look at Best Buy, gone. You know, you look at Circuit City, gone.
Oh, Circuit City, yeah.
Right, you know, but people let.
Man, I used to love Circuit City.
Right, but you let other you look at all these things that got in that space, you know, and kill the market. Redbox came in and killed Blockbusters. You know, Netflix came in, killed them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about innovation. But, you know, you got to get your business right. You could be the next, Red Box. You could be the next Fire Stick. You could be the next, Starbucks. There's another group here called a coffee place, Montu or something like that.
It's like MINU.
Yeah. I went there for a meeting last week with Gwen and another Sereni. I went to meet them at this coffee place, but it's like Starbucks. Same concept, but that's just a different name.
Yes.
Different name, and we might do a little different. Might be another TV in there as opposed to not having TV in Starbucks, right? Yeah. So, but in essence, Iris, again, from myself and Antonio, we thank you, for coming to the show today. And we know you're busy. Everybody's calling on you. We even calling on you too, by the way.
my watch has just been buzzing. Those are phone calls that I'm getting.
Right.
But no, I appreciate being here, and that's one of the reasons that I tell people to just go to the website, liquidcapitalaccess.com, and send me an email.
Right.
Because my emails will even come on my watch.
Okay.
And I can let you know that I have it.
I haven't received your email. My watch. I ain't letting it come to my watch.
It's business, and when people need money, they need it now.
They do.
And
that's true.
That's the reason I try to be as available to people as possible, or at least let you know that I got your information. I'll be back with you in a couple of hours.
There you go. We thank you so much, listening audience, viewing audience. KYND Radio. We're here every week, 10 to noon. KYND Radio, PN Global News. Myself, Rodney Woods. My partner, Antonio Davis. And thank you so much, Miss Iris Welch.
Thank you.
Thank you.